And I love the challenge. Like, oh, bring on your toughest toughest person and I'll break them. No, no. I mean, I don't mean that. I mean, smooth it out. I mean,
You love helping people. You
I love
like,
helping
them
people,
change their...
and I love the surprise element. Like, who am I gonna get? Who am I gonna see? What am I gonna do?
And you know who else loves you besides the homeowner? The realtor.
Oh,
because you're making our job way easier, and you're making us look like superheroes. Welcome everybody. I'm Kamil Sarji, your host today. I'm with Gold Door Realty, and I have the show Just 2 Minutes. Today I have Kate here. Kate, you want to tell us about you?
Yes, I'm Kate Martinelli from Interior Decorating New England, and I'm a home staging and interior decorating business in Providence.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Kate's here to do the Just 2 Minutes interview, and basically it's 2 minutes of me asking random questions. Don't be shocked, you know, it's just the way this process works. And then after that, we're going to go into the real estate industry and talk more about your business and how you help realtors become superstars. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so I have this awesome timer to keep me exactly on the 2 minutes. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Seatbelts on.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and go. Right now, who's the hottest rapper? Is it Rock Marciano, Brixer, or Benny the Butcher?
I have no idea.
Which one would you guess?
Benny.
Benny the Butcher?
Sounds like a good name. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like he kills it.
Definitely. So have you ever started a food fight?
No.
No?
Oh.
Or have you witnessed a food fight?
Probably my siblings wanted to, but
Yeah.
I never got involved. No, I'm the oldest, so I just stayed in the background.
Okay. So would you start one?
No.
If given the opportunity?
No, I can't see myself doing that. I like cleanliness. I don't like messes.
Okay. Well, if you were ever in a food fight, what's your weapon of choice? Crushed fountain soda, a whole pizza pie, or spaghetti and meatballs?
Oh, it's definitely spaghetti and meatballs. Those are easy.
Yeah.
Those
they get very
wraparound
messy.
people and yeah.
Yeah. And bounces.
Meatballs are dense.
Bouncy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
I can
that.
see that. Yeah.
Yep. Have you ever done origami? Have you ever?
No, I have not.
No?
I'm not very crafty.
Okay.
I'm creative, but I'm not crafty.
Okay.
Yes. Should I? Is that something that's important?
Well, I mean, just curious if you ever did. Have you, what's your favorite, like, if you went to an arcade, what's your favorite arcade game?
Oh, I love skee ball.
Skee ball.
Skee ball, I'm very good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Haven't been there in a while, but yeah, I'm good at it.
What about a prize game? You know, one of those, prize games.
So how about shooting? How about shooting the water balloon or something like that?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that seems like fun. I've never done it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'd win prizes at that probably.
I hate those. I always lose.
I'm a good shot.
Have you ever shook hands with a soggy hand? Have you ever? Oh,
Thank you. I don't have to answer that one. A soggy hand?
yeah. You know, like
yeah.
they call it dead fish.
I'm sure I have.
So what'd you think of the questions and all that?
They're fine. They're great. I like being spontaneous, so
Yeah.
I feel kind of comfortable with that.
There's a method to the madness, but...
Yeah.
So, okay, tell us about you and what you do.
Okay, well, I formed my business 6 years ago, and I have been decorating my whole life. So friends, family encouraged me to do this as a business. So 6 years ago, I developed or formed or whatever, Interior Decorating New England, and I trained. I'm certified, not certifiable, but I'm certified as an interior decorator and a home stager.
Oh, wow.
So I just kind of put the technicality to it, how to do a business, marketing.
hold on.
So I learned how to form a business, how to make my talent and my creativity into a business model. So
Okay.
yeah, so I have been doing vacant staging, occupied staging, and then I do the interior design. So it used to be more interior design, less staging. Now it's almost 50-50. When the jobs come in, I get a lot of referrals from realtors.
Yeah.
And Google. I have high ratings on Google, and I'm on all the social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, the basics.
That's awesome.
And I have a social media person that posts for me a couple times a week.
Yeah, I've sent you business, and I actually had you here talking about, how you can help realtors with staging and all that. So that you do awesome work.
Thank you.
And I've sent you some business.
Yes.
So, okay, let's talk about because you do both. You said the 50-50 is where you're getting most of your business. But let's talk about really how you help realtors. I mean, you also help with the staging part, which if we do get a listing that's empty versus, having furniture and everything in there, it kind of gives the buyer a visual, and they kind of like envision themselves in that house of what it looks like.
Yes. So the vacant, it's almost more important to do staging because, as you say, you walk in and if it's empty, it feels empty. So you want to give buyers the impetus or the motivation, the excitement to, I want to live here.
Yeah.
So you want to set it up, stage it as you would want to live there. So feeling comfortable, inviting, stylish, representing the home as far as the style of the home, the square footage, the space in each room.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we're not overcrowding or understaging. So so it definitely makes all the difference in the world.
So when you do walk into an empty home, what starts going on in your mind?
What's my
as
process?
You're going in and you see things?
Well, I feel like I call myself the house whisperer, but I don't know if that's okay. But anyway,
like ghosts, like can you?
Yeah, well, no, not ghost, house. So when I go in, I have to get a feel for the house.
Okay.
And
do you have that ability to tell if there's a spirit in the house?
No, I don't.
Okay, but, good. You wouldn't want it. It's like scary.
That's right. I might get a feeling like I should go, but not usually.
By the way, there's a family here, living here.
Nice.
Yep,
nice.
Husband, wife, and 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
Nice. Can I say hi later? I'd love to.
I'll tell you some of the cool things, but it's fine. They're friendly.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, I walk in and I say, well, basically, if it's up to 1,500 square feet or so, I would recommend just the 3 rooms, the 3 basic rooms, the master bedroom, the living room, the dining room, kitchen area, a bathroom. And that should suffice, but if they're kind of larger rooms, I'm still doing 3 rooms basically. That's the basic package. I won't stage 1 or 2 rooms. It doesn't make sense. It needs to look like it's lived in, so that's the trick. Like make sure you have enough in there, not too much.
Yeah.
And
So don't mention the prices because eventually I think you might increase the price after this show. But so you have different packages for depending on how many bedrooms.
Yeah, basically it's per room.
Yeah.
So
does it include the kitchen, living room?
It includes the 3 main rooms, like the basic. I don't want to say budget, but the basic package includes 3 rooms. So up to 1,500 square feet is a reasonable price, we'll say. So and then if there's more furniture needed, obviously more decor, then I would have to increase the price per the square footage, the style of the home. If it's more luxury, then I have to go a little higher end. So I have a couple different sources for furniture. I rent the furniture, I have a very good deal on that, and I have my own inventory: lamps, rugs, artwork, tchotchkes.
Wow.
Decor.
You carry all that stuff in the house?
Yes, I do. But I mean, that's one of my skills is organization. So I have it all organized. So what do I need for a bathroom? What do I need for the kitchen? So
cool.
It's all broken down in my storage unit. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that then. The bathroom and the kitchen.
Yes.
Well, okay. From looking at the colors in the bathroom and the kitchen, you have a different box that you bring. Like, how do you know if it's a weird pink color, the 70s?
All right, we're going with white.
Yeah.
Bathroom's white.
Oh, okay. No matter. Oh, that's
Pretty
so
much.
easy. Okay.
Pretty much, because that's clean, it's crisp, it's like it says plush and luxury. So white towels, white rugs, and some maybe silver or white, an orchid. You have orchids here, yes. An orchid is a standard staging flower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you don't go with too much color in a bathroom, especially if it's small. It would look overwhelming, or if it was purple or even black.
What if it's beige, like all the beige,
beige
toilet?
Still
beige.
white.
White, okay.
Still white.
Okay.
Because you want to detract from the beige. You want to have it pop a little bit. White would pop against that. So
I've been so annoyed when I go into a home and I see beige tub, beige toilet, and the
so
sink.
I would get a pop of color in maybe the shower curtain. Yeah. So and then I could play off that a little bit too.
Okay.
downplay the beige and say I have a shower curtain with some blues in it, then, a nice blue rug, and ignore the beige, if you will.
Yeah.
Try to make believe it's not there.
If anybody listening has beige
We apologize.
I'm sorry, I'm not dissing you. I'm just saying, the ones I envision, not yours.
Are not updated. I
Yeah.
think you're saying that, yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe they used to have those.
Oh, yeah, they had a lot of the pink.
Pink, oh
Yeah, I
gosh.
remember the kitchens were green, avocado. Do you remember that? Anyway, yeah, we're going way back. Probably before your time, I'm thinking. Anyway, go
Okay.
ahead.
So,
A kitchen then. You said, what about the kitchen?
yeah.
Well, if the kitchen is updated, it's usually white, gray, black. Maybe it's got brown tones. So I just play off that, like a lot of my supplies are black and white and gray to mesh in. And then I might pop it with red. Depends on what it can take.
Oh, cool.
Yellow. I like yellow in the kitchen.
You bring
red.
that whole kit with you to the house?
yeah.
And then you like try
And then I
different
figure out where it
things?
goes. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully I get to see the place before I stage it, which
Yeah.
sometimes I just get photos. It's hard to go off just photos because you can't see angles, you can't see around corners.
You want to
can't-
feel the vibe.
Absolutely, and you really can't see the size in a photo. So yeah, so I bring what I think, would go, and a whole bunch of it, and just place it where it feels right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
pictures, frames? And all that
Oh,
stuff?
you mean
Paintings,
artwork?
yes.
Yeah, what about it? Yeah, so I have a variety of artwork, mostly, neutrals, and I have some black and white and blues and some with yellow. I have some nice metal artwork. So depends on what it calls for. Yeah.
And the furniture that you get blends in with everything that you have. and
Yes,
it's
yes.
like,
It's going to be pretty neutral or basic, either
What
a
color is
white,
that? Oh, okay.
white again, or
White.
cream colored. Yeah, it's not very
Couch?
modern. Huh?
Like couches white?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But no one's sitting on them. Keep in mind, it's just
okay.
staged.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's okay. No one's getting them dirty, if
Okay.
you will. And sometimes blue. So I stay away from gray because that can be very boring. Gray is kind of on its way out as far as walls and furniture. So yeah, those are the main colors. So you want to stick with
What are you saying about gray?
gray. This is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
This I would not get rid of. It's
I mean,
gorgeous.
It's not gray. It's like kind of
It's
like
sort of a little slate-ish, not slate, that has blue in it. But anyway, it's a nice gray, but
Thank you.
you're welcome. I also consider the floors. What color is the flooring? If the flooring is usually a little darker, then the white is nice. You want it to pop. I don't want it to be all like too dark.
What about hunter green tiles?
Hunter green tiles. Oh, I thought you were going to say couch. I love a hunter green couch.
Yeah.
Green is in. That kind of green, a very lush forest. Yeah. I would do that for a couch
Okay.
if it went. Tiles, green tiles.
Yeah, like dark.
Where are they? And then what
kitchen.
what are you going to do with that, right? I mean, people don't want to spend a lot of money to do a lot of construction or reconstruction or deconstruction. So you work around it, kind of, like I said, detract from it. Maybe a nice runner in front of the sink to break it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you detract with decor.
What about the bedroom? Do you bring in like a frame, the box?
Full
thing,
bedroom set.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you think about this technique, but I went to a house once and I'm like, oh wow, they have a bathroom, they have a floating bed. I mean, it looked like it was a regular bed, but I looked underneath, lifted up the sheets. It was like 2 boxes that everything was in. It was, and then they had a blow up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a staging trick, if you will. No one's going to see that unless you do that.
Yeah.
And the bed is made up nicely. I mean,
Yeah.
I get metal frames and put a blow-up mattress on that, or a regular mattress.
It's amazing. It looks like
You can't tell.
You can't tell.
Until
your buyer decides, oh, I'm going to sit down for a second, and then whoa.
do they do that? Have they done that?
Well, yeah, that's how I knew.
Oh.
I was like, wow, what is this?
Yeah. Sometimes you get low tables. I mean, it's a whole variety of tricks. But as far as transporting everything, I have to think light. I have to think, what can I carry? So air mattress is pretty light, but I prefer to get the mattress from my furniture
Have them
vendor.
deliver it.
Yeah, it's a lot
worry about
easier. Yeah.
Yeah, just put the sheets
Looks better
on.
too. I know it's better. Yeah. So.
Awesome.
Uh-huh.
So that's great as far as filling up a house that doesn't have anything.
Right.
So
What about the
that's
other?
great. That's the other. So Before we talk about the other,
Okay.
I want to talk about our process as a listing agent. Working with a seller, we go into all kinds of different homes. And if it's empty, cool, that's where now we know what you do and how you help with that. But a lot of... I'm not trying to diss any sellers out there or anybody who messy homes, but we do go into homes that, and again, we've walked with so many buyers. We've walked around different homes. We listen to what they're saying. They're like, oh, these guys, they have so much stuff. And I'm like, don't worry, guys. All this stuff is going to be gone when you buy the house. They keep talking about it. Like, guys, don't focus on that. And this is what everybody else is focusing on, and they're not buying the house. But in our process, we go in for the listing appointment. We sit down with them. We look at the house to kind of get the value of the house. While we're walking around, we see that it's kind of messy. Now, I think you've mentioned working with us and helping us, being part of the team. Again, as a realtor, you want to have a strong, great team to be successful in what you do. And you're that to us. Like, you help us with going into a home. And again, I'm not sure that I need you on the homes that are already neat, but the homes that do need organizing, definitely bringing you in and having you be part of that. So want to talk about that a little bit as far as the
Sure.
organization?
So occupied staging is at least a two-step process. The first step is the preparing the home. So it's the decluttering, the depersonalizing, and the deep cleaning. So you kind of have to do that before you actually stage it with repositioning furniture, updates, pillow, soft good updates. So you can't really do a good job unless it's cleared out, kind of. So we act as kind of a liaison, like to help realtors do the dirty job, do the dirty work, which is make all the suggestions. Now, recommendations, suggestions to the seller. We're not demanding, we're not saying you have to do this. We're saying this is wise, this makes sense for you to get the house ready as quickly as possible, get it listed, and have buyers come in and see a kind of a neutral palette, uncluttered. They want to envision their mementos, their decor, their family photos in that space. So that's why you need to take yours out. Not that they don't like who you are, but it's not personal.
Yeah.
It's that we want to give them as clean a slate as possible when they come in. So I give them a three-step process, which is store. What are you going to store? What are you going to donate? What are you going to get rid of? So I tell them get plenty of boxes and bins and go through each room. So I will give them a list, a task list of what to do to prepare for the actual, let's make it pretty, staging.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people think staging is the decluttering and all. Yes, it's setting the stage for the actual, ta-da, the finished product. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very difficult because you have to be very tactful, understanding, patient. People have been living in their home for a very long time. They don't know. They don't notice.
The emotional aspect, too, of the seller.
It's
like, this
huge.
is their home they've lived in.
It's huge.
Someone's coming in and saying,
To get rid of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying get rid of it. I'm saying pack it away. And you know why? Because when you get these offers, you already have a jump on the packing. So it's a good time to declutter, but to purge.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of people have a lot of things that they don't even know what's in a closet or whatever. So room to room, we'll go through it. About a 4-hour process. It might be done in 2 stages where I would do we call home preparation, which is the DDD. I thought about another D last night, and I can't remember what it was now.
Drinks?
After. Only after you do the 3 Ds, the decluttering, the
There should be a 5th. Last one is
Well, yeah, let's see about that. So anyway, that's the process. So I do either or both the home preparation stage, which is a 2-hour, very reasonable, and I go in and say, here's what you do. And that's a DIY. 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 Do it yourself. Yeah, do it yourself, decluttering, depersonalizing. Here's the list. Here's what you need to do. And then we talk about timeline. We talk about getting the team involved, meaning whoever's living there, to help with the process. And then once that's done, if they want to do the actual staging, which is the repositioning, the updating, the upgrading, getting rid of this rug that is a little worn. We're not insulting people. We're just saying this is a recommendation that and then we can do some very soft rentals, like
renting like furniture and
well, we can do some furniture. We wouldn't recommend like the whole house unless of course it needs it.
How many times do you recommend a pod or something? Like
what?
A pod.
Well, if they don't have a garage or basement, sure, yeah, whatever they have where they can move things to.
Yeah.
You know?
Basements are, oh gosh, is that a nightmare? That's like the worst part.
I focus mostly on the living areas.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make suggestions
are
for the
nightmares.
basement, but that's what they're gonna see first is, the main rooms. Yeah, and people, they don't know that if they position a couch, on this wall, it's not the best view. It's not the best feng shui, if you will, flow.
Yeah.
So it's been there forever like that.
So use that technique, feng shui.
Of course. Well, we call it staging, but yeah. So if there's a fireplace, if there's, where's the TV going to go? So we may bring in a TV and a TV stand, but we want to give them an idea of this is how you would position your furniture.
Fireplace, the TV above the fireplace. Is that a good idea?
Well, if it can't go on any other wall, but I have to see what the whole room looks like. Yeah. Generally, the fireplace is one emotional connection point and induces conversation, and it's more interactive than having
Fire
a TV.
Puts people together.
Well, let's gather around. And if the TV can be on another wall, fine. It doesn't have to be there in the living room, but sometimes they have a family room, so it could better serve to be put in there.
So you come in, do your thing. Then we come back with a photographer, and everything looks amazing.
We hope, yes. We want it to be. It depends on the cooperation of the seller.
So I want to talk about the psychology a little bit of people. Why do you think it's messy?
It's lived in. We would never say this is messy or this is cluttered. It's a little busy, so I have to choose my words carefully when I say that. Why? Do you know people that kind of live like that as well? You don't have to say their names, but lots of people.
I mean, my house is perfect.
I'm sure.
Everything is nice and neat.
I'm sure mine too.
You come in, you're like, oh, there's nothing to do here.
Yeah. Well, so
Clean
I don't
the bedroom
why.
tonight.
I don't know why. I can't answer the why, but I know what it does when it's cluttered. I know it's a cluttered mind. It's a cluttered atmosphere.
I think it makes them feel safe.
Well, I think
even though it's like cluttered, like subconsciously, I think it makes them feel safe.
I don't know. It certainly is what they're used to living in. Maybe it's just comfortable. It's familiar. It's their stuff. But I think it's also a sign of a disorganized person, a person that can't find things and that's how they function. I mean, I'm not dissing anybody that's disorganized, but it's a thing. I mean, we know the hoarders, but we're not talking about hoarders. We're talking about people that have a lot of stuff.
Have you been in a home where
No. I would call in a professional organizer.
Oh my gosh.
Before I would go in.
Yeah.
They have those too,
I've seen a few, and it's tough.
It is brutal.
It's really difficult.
It's brutal. That's psychological, that's psychology 101 as far as that goes.
102, I think it's deeper.
And 3.
First class, they don't teach you that stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know the why, but I know that people can't really see the forest for the trees when they're in their own home. They can't smell things. And, deodorizing, that's another D I thought of. Deodorizing. You can walk into a home and be like, whoa, pets? Pets, children,
Smoking?
Smoke.
What do you do about that?
A lot of people don't smoke in the home anymore.
Oh my God. Okay, I've been to
You have.
homes,
Okay, well, what do you do about that? I mean, you have to get rid of curtains. Pretty much anything that's fabric probably should go.
And have them promise not to have a cigarette
Yes,
after you've done the work.
please. After you get the offer, then smoke. But no, don't. But still, go outside.
Yeah, there's a machine. I think it's an oxidizer. You put it in the house.
There are plenty of deodorizing tools, if you will. I mean, I go into Occupied. I bring my own little stuff. This is great. If you want to try, this is great. The orange scent, the fresh scents. Yeah.
So dogs is another thing.
Oh, yeah. You can't tell people to get rid of their pets.
Yeah, and they don't smell the smell that everybody...
People do not smell. I walked into a house yesterday. I was like, bad. And so I don't know what the source was, but I just was like, candles. Candles are great. Little scent. Arm & Hammer has these great little balls that, with the baking soda in it. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things to do. But again, tactful and not forceful, but this is for you. What I'm recommending is not for me. It's not for your agent. It's for you. You want this place to be as presentable and, appealing as possible. These are things that we know work.
Yeah, I mean, money is involved. You're going to get more money for sure.
Yes,
Having
yes,
everything
yes.
nice and neat.
Because you're going to get more people interested. The better presented it is, the better for photographs and driving more business. And it's a very minimal investment, if at all. I mean, of course, it's a little investment for the stager.
Yeah.
But as far as buying new pillows, I would suggest that they buy a certain color, size. And if they want to bring them with them, then they just keep them for the new place. Or else, I could go do a little shopping for a small thing, do a little shopping, and then,
They give you their credit card? They're like, here you go. Or
cash.
you just charge them? Oh,
No, I'll say I need cash to do that.
nice.
I'll bring you the receipt.
Yeah.
And then you do whatever you want after that, So, yeah, that's an occupied. Occupieds are tougher in that way because you're dealing with people, sellers, homeowners, don't want to let go.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this. If I get a listing, I walk in and everything is staged or having it staged, I could tell that home's going to sell quick. But if it's not, it's going to take some time on the market. It's going to be on the market for a little bit longer.
Yes.
Because, again, the buyers are walking in. They want to envision themselves in the house.
Yes.
It's so crazy.
Yes.
Like having everything neat sells it quicker. Everybody's like, oh, I want to live in this house.
No, it's the neat, but it's also their stuff. There's space for their stuff.
Have you ever had a situation where you walked in and you're like, all right, you need to organize your stuff, but this room, you have to change the color in this room?
The painting, yeah.
Yeah.
Painting is a big struggle with most sellers. Either they're very amenable to it and they'll go with your suggestions, or I'll say, if you have somebody if you have a painter, then let's get him in here and let's talk about, but we're doing, again, neutral colors.
Okay.
Creams.
But you have recommended someone like, listen.
Of course, yes, I have.
You have to change the color.
I have, but it doesn't mean that they're going to.
Okay, yeah.
Like this one property I did, I think it was December, the walls were a cobalt blue, a very bright blue, a blue that a lot of people wouldn't select, and they would not go in a paint. And the dining room was red. Tomato red, cranberry red, some red.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So that was my first recommendation. We're going to do it. The homeowner or the seller was attached to the house still and didn't want that changed because that was her selection.
Wow.
Yeah. So I worked with that. I worked with those colors and, made things brighter. Oh, it came out great because I embraced it. I didn't say, oh, now what am I going to do? I just was like, okay. So we go with lighter colors.
Yeah.
So it's not so dark, somber, if you will. I mean, they weren't awful colors. I mean, I've seen pinks and purples and greens.
Blood red. Why would you have that in the room?
I don't know.
Maybe they're phlebotomists? Is that what?
I didn't ask, but I didn't want to go into it. I was just like,
you're drawing blood all day and you're like, you know what? I want to bring my work home.
Hey, you don't know what people are thinking or capable of. But my background is in mental health, by the way. I didn't know if you knew that.
Oh, yeah.
So I was a counselor for 30-something years. So my approach is probably more empathetic, tactful. I'm comfortable with dealing with all types of people. I'm not a miracle worker, but I'm patient and I understand what they're going through. Sure, other stagers do as well, but I have a lot of background in dealing with all types of people.
And that's what makes you unique. You understand the psychological part.
Yes.
And you incorporate that into what you do.
Yes. Not just understand, but when I work with people, they feel comfortable right away.
I'm comfortable right now talking to you.
That's great.
I don't know how you did that to me. I had a bunch of coffee and I'm so relaxed.
Yeah. So that's my skill set, the acute listening, because obviously I had to listen to people for 30 years. So,
now it's your turn.
I could hear them, so when sellers or agents are speaking, I'm hearing them more so than just the words, like hear underneath that. So, yeah. And I love the challenge, like, oh, bring on your toughest person and I'll break them. No. I mean, I don't mean that. I mean, smooth it out. I mean,
you love helping people.
I love helping
people them change their...
And I love the surprise element. Like, who am I going to get? Who am I going to see? What am I going to do?
And you know who else loves you besides the homeowner? The realtor.
Oh,
because you're making our job way easier And you're making us look like superheroes.
Well, that's the hope, that we have this wonderful collaboration. It's always a collaboration. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I worked with people that were on probation, you know, in the prison system, and they would be like, I don't want to be here, and those are my favorite people, because I'd be like, all right, so I didn't make you come here.
Yeah.
You chose to come here, right? Because I didn't see anybody carrying you in here. So now that you're here, what do you want to do? I'll give you what I have, and then you decide. And they, you know, no challenge, not challenging, just accepting this is where they're at, as in this is where a seller is at, this is where a realtor's at. A lot of pressure on agents. Lots. I couldn't do that job. No.
Yeah.
I like to do the pretty work.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, is like, we're good at what we do, you're good at what you do, others are good at what they do. You put everybody together and we're like superheroes.
And that's the recognition for the career, for the field. Yeah, and that's my hope, that doing this, and when I've done seminars for you, that more agents will get it and understand it's not prohibitive. The cost it's minimal compared to what the result
Absolutely
would be. So especially for occupieds, you know, in, out, you know, I don't have to do, I mean, I work, you know, it's a lot. I'm on my feet 4 hours and I'm like,
carrying stuff in and out.
Well, that's the vacants, the carrying in and out. The occupieds, you know.
You start bringing in like
might.
little things here and there.
Oh, I might, but you know, if a house has a lot of youngins, children, or pets, I'm not going to bring my nice stuff in there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave my stuff. And if I do, they've got to replace stuff if it becomes marred or hairy or something, you know, stains. So I just would suggest, I'll move things from room to room. Like if there are nice pillows in the den or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's bring them to the primary area, the living room. So I'm shuffling things around. It's a Jenga.
With what they have.
Yes.
You can
Yes,
work with what they have.
That's what we do. And that's the creativity. If I see something in that room, I go, wait, that would look better over here. You know, so that's what the occupied is also. It's a scavenger hunt. It's like, what do we got here? Okay. Yeah.
So Kate,
Yes.
how do people find you?
Oh, well, I'm on Google. Primarily, people find me on Google. And I have quite
What
a
do
few.
they search? Interior decorating? New England?
Interior decorating or staging. Yeah.
New England?
Interior design. They're just doing interior decorator or a home stager.
Yeah.
Then they'll find me. I'm SEO'd.
Okay.
I'm in. I've spent a lot of money on, you know, making sure that happens. Yeah. But I also have my own Facebook page and LinkedIn and Instagram and and I'm on Real Estate Investors Group. So the last job I had for staging was somebody that found me on there.
Oh.
Yeah. So people are doing a lot of rehabs and, you know, I'll post on there. I'll say, well, when you're done with rehab, I'll say that. And I go, I mean, you know, the house.
Yeah.
And that's where my counselor stuff comes in. I'm like, and I make that joke anyway. So then call me and I'll fill it up. But I think people, when they're doing a rehab, things are so nice and new and shiny. A lot of them don't think they need to fill it.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to sell itself.
Look at this nice house. I put in counters and all this
how much money
expensive stuff.
Yes.
But then it's like empty.
Yeah. So it's like, and people have
Envisioning.
no imagination, have little imagination. It's hard to envision living in the vacant home, the perspective and the scale. Will my furniture fit here? Do I have enough furniture? You know, so that's a large grand room is going to be daunting for a buyer. Like, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah.
But I do.
Awesome.
I'll split it up and make it 3 separate sections and, you know, So that's the beauty of it. We know what's going to appeal and excite the person. So, of course, the demographics are important, too. Who's going to be living here? So we put that in the formula as well. Who might be buying this house? How many bedrooms are there? You know, so I'll talk to the agent about that. I'll say, what do you think?
So incorporating you, like, you know, as part of when we go look at the house and having you also look and see, you're able to easily tell what we'll need, like how much work it'll need and when we can get the photographer in.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, so I'd love to have you here back another day.
Oh, I love this. Thank you so much
for
letting me share my stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Bye.